Hello, VC Coral Jehola, coming back at you with a cassette find video. I'm also known as Big Star 33 Thrifty Music Collector. These were cassettes at a thrift store, found them for 25 cents. Pretty much nostalgia for me. I was growing up in the age where the records were still going strong, but then cassette tapes came in and we were kind of going to cassette tapes, and now went to CDs. Now it's back to vinyl records or records, however you want to call it. So these are just some cassette finds, some that I used to have. I bought to have again. Like I said, it was only a quarter, or things that I didn't have. Sometimes I like to just have like three different versions. So I got the record, and I've got the cassette, now I got the CD, vice versa, something like that. If it's at a reasonable price, just as a complete collecting thing, nothing more, nothing less. So without further ado, I got to put my glasses on so we can see what we got here. I found Buddy Holly and the Crickets, his 20 Golden Greats. This used to be on the Rolling Stones 500 Greatest Albums list. Cassette singles, like the 45s. Rock and Roll Dreams Come Through, Meatloaf. Rest in peace, Meatloaf. Also with Buddy Holly. Found a Michael Jackson Scream with duet with him and Janet, and Childhood, the theme from Free Willy. Cassette single. Another Michael Jackson cassette single, Will You Be There? Michael Jackson's Dangerous. Then the Grassroots 16, their 16 greatest hits. Elton John's Greatest Hits, Volume 1, his first Greatest Hits album. That was actually on the Rolling Stones 2000 list at one point too, pretty much. Johnny Cash, the Columbia Records from 1958 to 1986. Elton John's Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. Huey Lewis and the News, some of you fans out there, 4. Aretha Franklin, her big hit Who's Zoomin' Who in the 80s, and she was on videos. She was signed by Arista Records, so that one. Phil Collins, somebody that gets forgotten about, I feel. No Jacket Required. The soundtrack to the movie Titanic, what a huge hit. Another movie soundtrack, had a lot of 50s hits on there and brought Benny King back to it, was the movie Stand By Me, directed by Rob Reiner. And then Elton John's Honky Chateau. Used to have this tape. I picked it up just because it was called The Mamas and the Papas California Dreamin', and it's a compilation. Good picture of the group. This was popular. Cher. Jeepers Creepers, I gotta remember what's the name. Just was Cher on this one, but her album. It's kind of a college thing there. Billy Joel, 52nd Street. John Lennon and Yoko Ono in Double Fantasy. I actually picked up 2 because I wasn't sure about the pad in it, so I grabbed both of those along with Michael Jackson Dangerous. Picked up those. Phil Collins, another one, Both Sides. Definitely a closeout with the cut there. But remember when they used to have the Digilog on the back of it, so those. And then my kids, they love the Turtles, and I found this one, Coming Out of Their Shells, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Rest in peace. This was a good singer. Loved Robert Palmer, Heavy Nova. Had this cassette back in the day, Motley Crue, Girls, Girls, Girls. Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine, Let It Loose. This one I actually grabbed two of those because the one was so. So yeah. And then Bee Gees Gold. Another Phil Collins and his Serious Hits Live, though, on cassette. One of my favorite albums by Huey Lewis and the News is Sports. I used to listen to that all the time. I still listen to it on CD. And then Michael Jackson's Remember the Time. It's kind of it's a cassette single or whatever. It's got several. No, it's not a cassette single. So pick that one. I hadn't seen it, so it's a cassette max single. So yeah, I guess so. So whoever got rid of these was a big Michael Jackson fan. Michael Jackson's Bad. I listened to that probably more than Thriller for sure. Paul Abdul and Forever Your Girl when she was popular. And then Samantha Fox, I Want to Have Some Fun. Also Supertramp, Even in the Quietest of Moments. I actually didn't even have that on anything, so I was kind of glad I picked it up on cassette. The Beach Boys kind of compilation, for sure, their greatest hits. Still Cruising. I have it on CD. I'd never seen it out on cassette, so I decided to pick that one up. And then this one I keep running across. I've seen it on CD, and I've actually sold it a couple times. So this one's Bee Gees First, their first album. Found that on cassette by Rebound Records. I didn't get the other part. It was Michael Jackson's Here's History, Past, Present, and Future. Couldn't find cassette 2, book 1, so I do have it on CD. And then I'm saving this one, the best for last, because this was such a huge hit. And it's the only, and it said a substantial portion of this proceeds from this cassette will be donated to help feed Chicago's neediest families. And it was a trend, and it's the only group that brought home, which is now, the Lombardi Trophy, was the Bears, Chicago Bears Shuffling Crew, the Super Bowl Shuffle. This was so huge, and got it on cassette. I had it back on cassette. I grew up a Bears fan, especially Walter Payton. That's the reason why I was a Bears fan. So those are the cassettes I found. I know, for a quarter of that, and it's a really good deal, I feel, and it's just something to have. And then some people go around and you look at the booths, and yesterday I went to a booth and the guy wanted $5 for some cassettes, $3 for cassettes. I'm like, really? They're out there for this amount of price. Okay, if you like them, some of you may not. These are things that I'm all interested in. I like Huey Lewis and News. I like Michael Jackson. I guess I didn't have some of these, and the Super Bowl Shuffle, that was pretty cool. So hope everybody's doing well. God bless, and as always, stay classy, VC.